Welcome. So, I feel led to do a video today on something we all go through, and that is how to not relive or recreate the toxic narcissistic abuse we've endured in the past. And I'm going to use the example of gaslighting or someone who's ignored you or someone who's tried to treat you as though you were less than. And really, they were doing you a favor because they were making you see your worth. Now, I want to be very specific and say that there's two types of people that will ignore, there's two types of people that will, there's a huge difference between letting someone go, right? Because you guys are both toxic in an interaction, whether it be friendship, whether it be love, whether it be maybe someone just absolutely will not give you your peace and is reaching out to you too much, and you realize that your entire day is soaked up with back and forth messaging, etc. That's something that requires a conversation and requires work through. Or when, in my case recently, I actually let a girlfriend go, a friend who was a girl, because a few weeks prior, she had left me some really horrible, nasty messages that really told me the way she truly felt about me. And I realized that she really wasn't out for my highest good at all. So I just completely let go of the relationship, the friendship. But I want to talk about like love relationships today and why it's imperative, and I mean imperative, that we recognize the behavior we're doing to other people and make sure to examine it to make sure it's not something we ourselves have been put through in the past. So I hope you guys can all follow me on this. By the way, please hit the like button on this video. And if you are not already subscribed, please do so. This is going to be a really helpful video. And again, I haven't even had coffee this morning. I just felt led to do this after speaking to a client of mine. And after you subscribe to this channel, please subscribe to Andrea Cox TV, my health and wellness channel. I just uploaded an excellent video there on enemas because our issues do live in our tissues. I actually have a client staying with me this week doing a detox program, so you can check those out at andreacox.com or check out the spiritual fasting retreats at thedetoxintuitive.com. Private readings, I start taking private readings again tomorrow, so definitely book your professional psychic intuitive reading session. You can get those on the Detox Intuitive by clicking on spiritual gifts and offerings. Now let's get right into this. So say you were in a relationship in the past where the person gaslighted you, ignored you, made you feel like you weren't good enough. Again, I am not talking about friendships, I'm talking about love relationships, right? And now you find yourself repeating those patterns in a current relationship, right? So you find yourself repeating the same things that made you upset and angry with your partner prior, right? Maybe someone's really interested in you and you're ignoring them. Maybe you want them to chase after you more. Who knows, right? So for me, this was years ago. I was blatantly ignored in a relationship. My heart was crushed. I was made to feel like I wasn't good enough. And this was, you know, no one that you guys would know. This is not, this was just a few years ago. And I knew this person loved me. I knew this person suffered with a low self-esteem, but this person was acting like they were actually better than me. And then I went on to meet a soulmate, and very unconsciously, and I mean very, very, very unconsciously, and it was due to my own insecurities, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago. It was due to my own insecurities. And I want to make that clear. I wasn't blatantly ignoring this person because I didn't think they were good enough. I used to literally run into this person at the gym and I would put my head down because I didn't feel like I was pretty enough, or I didn't feel like um I remember one time I had chipped my tooth and my dentist appointment was like a few weeks away. I mean, just all of these reasons that I was blatantly, now I can see making this person feel like they weren't enough, but at the time it was because I didn't feel like I was enough, right? My skin was bad, or, all these insecurities were coming up from my childhood, even like cystic acne and things I hadn't struggled with in years that were really playing on my ability to look this person in the eyes, to even look this person in the eyes, right? So but then, as time went on and I examined, patterns, I realized that my partner of quite a few years had actually treated me in a way where, they would spend time with me, then they would ignore me, etc. It was just a big power play of BS, right? So people are put in our lives to actually help us evolve and help us grow. So even though I wasn't purposely ignoring this soulmate of mine, I watched him grow and it was absolutely beautiful. And again, this was just like 2 or 3 years ago. And even though my partner prior that I had spent like 5 years with, even though he didn't probably consciously do those things to me, it was part of his own upbringing and how a female he had been intertwined with for 20 some years that completely cheated on him and treated him horribly. It was because of that treatment towards him that he had been treating me this way. And look, I'm not going to make any excuses for him. I still wouldn't, I'm not going to entertain that type of behavior. But he helped me evolve and grow into the woman I am today. And I helped my soulmate grow and evolve into the man he is today. And so that's how these things happen, right? We rub up against each other to teach each other and learn, right? I also have like a soulmate from several years ago that I actually consider a karmic partner that treated me horribly. And now, I really can't energetically get him to stop like looking in on me. And that's because, I taught him how to grow and evolve. So that's why we come and we rub up against each other, right? So the sirens, that's definitely an omen, as are the birds. But here's what you don't want to do. So I want to make this very clear. There is a huge difference in between like being in a situation with someone where their true thoughts and feelings are negative about you and they continue to reach out and pretend to be your friend, your lover, whatever. You need to end that, right? Like the friendship I just recently ended, right? This particular person doesn't talk kindly about me to other people. I know that for a fact. And when they were really upset with me, they let me know their true feelings about me on a voice text. And so I realized that that relationship needed to end because it's toxic, it's drama, I don't want it in my life. But when you're in a love relationship and someone is blatantly ignoring you or someone is not treating you in the way you are meant to be treated, the first step you need to do is ask them why. Say, hey, I see that you're, blatantly treating me with disrespect and unkindness. Is there a reason for it? Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe you did something to offend them but for me personally, it is very easy for me to turn away from these days or just mirror someone's behavior or disregard someone. And that's a strong word. It's actually I don't like using that word because it's a word that a lot of narcissists use, but But someone who is not treating me with respect, I will eliminate that person out of my life. They only have to show me once or twice. And if I feel that I'm not being treated with the utmost respect, then that's it for me. It's not, I don't get angry. I don't get upset. I don't shit talk them. I don't talk about them behind their back. I don't hold on. I don't reach out and say, send me that bracelet back I got you in 1995 for I don't do that kind of crap, right? Because it's beneath me. It's beneath my energy. I let it go. Now, again, it's completely different if you know how someone truly feels about you and you know that they do not think highly about you and they're just being kind to your face for whatever, for business knowledge, to, have you as a frenemy or something like that. Sweep them under the rug, be done, let go of anything, whatever, be done. But when you are in a relationship with someone, recognize the patterns you are putting on them compared to the way you were treated, right? So let's use like a sibling as an example, right? Say you have a sibling that is blatantly treating you with disrespect, they're gaslighting you, they're what have you, they're ignoring your messages, they're one day and another way the next. That's someone who really isn't out for your highest good. That's someone who's really not displaying love, kindness, understanding, non judgment with you. That's someone who really is just a blood tie with you and not a soul family tribe member. Mirror the behavior, let it go. Let it go right over you. Now, thank you guys, we have, let's see, 19 of you on and only 5 likes. I must not be saying something that you guys like, or I must be triggering something in you. So, when it comes to relationships, though, what we need to remember is we need to remember not to repeat toxic patterns that have been done to us, right? So if you were gaslighted in a relationship, if you were ignored, if you were made to feel not good enough, doing that to the next person means you picked up narcissistic tendencies from the person before you. Again, this does not mean you do not have the right to ignore someone who you know is blatantly being disrespectful to you. I do it all the time. If I feel like someone truly doesn't have my highest good in mind, if I feel like someone talks shit behind my back, I will drop them like a bad habit. But if you truly are interested in someone and you're treating them with the same behavior that you were treated, to me, that's a huge red flag, and I run the other direction. I'm done. It only takes once or twice, and I'm done. If you are treating someone in a way that is not kind or loving from their perspective, and it is an insecurity issue, right? Like myself with the soulmate I dealt with a couple years ago, which that's long over, 3 years ago, I believe. That was coming from a deep rooted insecurity issue within myself of not feeling like I could even look this person in the eyes because I didn't feel pretty enough. I thought this person was a beautiful specimen of a man and I didn't feel pretty enough. Just plain and simple. I thought he was like angelic and I didn't feel good enough. So these are how, we need to work through these issues, right? What I should have done is worked on myself. Unfortunately, I was in a very low place. I had just gotten out of a relationship that had huge amounts of narcissistic abuse in it. Again, because my former partner had dealt with that all his life. He dealt with that with his grandparents. He dealt with that with his partner. He dealt with that. He was always chasing who was not into him, right? So we need to recognize these things and recognize these habitual behaviors and work through them, right? If you feel insecure around someone, work on your insecurities. Go to the gym, right? Work on your skin. That's what I did. I leveled up. I started taking stellar care of my skin. Now my skin looks like a baby's ass. I look everyone in the eyes. Or, if you feel like your body isn't good enough, get to the gym. If you have insecurities, work on those. If it is a relationship that you're just blatantly trying to ignore someone in order to get their attention, that is narcissistic. That's not okay. Nobody, this is 2021. Nobody's going to chase after you when you don't return their text or phone call. We don't live in that vibration anymore. That's a very 3D nonsense. We live in the 5D. And anyone who does reach out again and again and again when someone's treating them that way is stuck in the 3D. They're stuck in a portal where they can't get out of it. Now, again, and I want to say this and I want to be very clear, if you're talking about a relationship that is just a friendship and someone truly doesn't like you, they talk shit behind your back, they are not a kind, loving human being, they are all about money, they are all about what they can see, what they can get from you, etc., you can just blatantly ignore that person and feel good about yourself and move on with your day. I've done it in female friendships where I see through a person, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising here, can't get anything past me. Totally in the 5D, totally cannot get shit past me. I feel it in my back when you're talking about me. You see what I mean? You can feel free to let that situation go. Now, we all grow and evolve, right? So, sorry, I just realized I'm shaking the camera profusely. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. And thank you for subscribing. We all grow and evolve, right? It's chilly out here this morning. Sorry. So once we grow and evolve, we learn, we level up, we move forward, we recognize our behaviors, we call ourselves out on these behaviors, and we move on with our lives, right? But where I'm at, the space I'm at currently, is everyone who walks through, no one gets through the gate, no one gets through the garden gate, but everyone who approaches me for anything in business, in friendship, in love, I go through a thorough examination. And if I see any, and I mean any signs of narcissistic abuse, they're gone. What is narcissistic abuse to me? It's someone who talks shit behind your back. And we've all done it. I did it myself when I felt insecure about myself in situations. We've all done it. It's someone who is giving their attention in 10 different directions and making you feel like you're like their twin flame or something. That's BS. It's someone who is out for your money and they're coming and sweet talking you, but they really just want your money. It's someone who just wants your gifts, right? They're kind of trying to tap into your intuitive energy, or they're trying to tap into your energetic gifts so they can use that in their own business. I've had that happen. Story of my life. People have stolen my work, they've plagiarized my stuff, it's story of my life. But so again, that caused me to level up. It caused me to trademark things. It caused me to copyright all of my material for the past 10 years. Everything, my books, my posts, everything on my website can be found in a post on my Facebook wall. So now if someone goes back to like 2013 and like tries to plagiarize my work, well, it's on my website and it's copyrighted material. They can't do that. And sure, people can switch a few words around and think that you can't see through that and you can see right through it. So at any rate, it causes you to level up. But if someone is, reaching out to me and they're trying to, get me into, oh gosh, a conversation where they're just trying to feed their ego, right? Where you just have to constantly tell them, "No, really, you're pretty," or "No, really, you're so creative," or "No, yeah, I think that's a great idea." Like I feel drained by the end of that conversation. I don't feel like I need to build people up. Like that is draining to me, especially if they are only talking shit behind my back and not building me up in the process, and having to process their own insecurities with a therapist or another light worker because they're really just insecure as hell, and seeing me as that verbal punching bag behind my back. I will eliminate that person from my life, and I will eliminate them for good, right? Because that is undisclosed, unopened narcissistic abuse. But now if it's a love relationship and I notice someone is seeking, we can use this as an example. Say someone is reaching out to you, maybe in a sexual nature over the phone or something like that, and maybe then, disappearing and then reappearing and then disappear. That's 3D. Evolve, move above, move on, let it go, and just, evolve, right? Also, if you're meeting up with someone, if you're having rendezvous with someone, and hey, single and celibate here for a very long time for a reason. I don't energetically allow just anyone to come into my life. I haven't allowed just anyone to come into my life in a few years now. Remember that your body is sacred. So the birds are telling us this is an important message. So if you are dealing with someone on an intimate level and you know that as soon as they're done with you intimately, they're upstairs on their computer looking at other women. They're on Instagram liking every TNA they see, or they're texting to their girlfriend from 5 years ago. That is a toxic karmic relationship and a bond that you need to end. You need to set boundaries. If you are having sexual liaisons with someone and they are not giving you the time of day in real life, and it's just an intimate relationship, you need to decide, am I worth more? Right? Honor yourselves. Male, female, whoever, honor yourself, honor your self-worth. That's all I wanted to say. You guys, I'm taking private readings again. 2 of you have already booked for tomorrow. I never do more than 3 readings in a day. So the Detox Intuitive, if this message resonated with you, I highly, highly encourage you to either get a twin flame reading or a psychic intuitive, a professional psychic reading, which is also available on there. Also, check out the new healing spiritual retreats on the Detox Intuitive. And you can also get my new book, Eat Right for Your Zodiac. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Oh, I'll be going live on Facebook, Andrea Lee, Leigh, put my middle name in, Cox on Facebook at some point today. I don't know. I have to decide if I want to actually put lipstick on. I may not. Who knows? I have to work in the garden today too because it looks like an absolute disaster. All right, you guys, you see that? That right there is European dill right there. The really tall stuff. I mean, I need to, like, what am I going to do with that? I think I'm going to freeze it in vegan butter, but I'm not so sure. So, okay, you guys, talk to you soon. Be well. Bye. How do I end this? How in the heck? I think I need to like stand up so I can see on how to end this. Don't you guys love when I fiddle with this for like, I love how all of you are still on here, like watching me fiddle.